In an age where scientific inquiry often collides with public sentiment, the complexities of our understanding of health and disease have never been more apparent. Margaret Smith, writing for Worcester Magazine, reflects on the profound personal impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, a global health crisis that has claimed millions of lives and reshaped the way society perceives science and its inherent imperfections. On January 2, 2021, Smith found herself in a hospital's intensive care unit grieving the loss of her father-in-law Joseph Savoia, who succumbed to COVID-19. This was not merely a statistic, it was a deeply personal moment, one that would soon be echoed in her family again just a year later with the passing of her mother-in-law Eileen Savoia. Their stories are among the more than 7 million lives lost to the virus. A figure that remains a stark reminder of the pandemic's legacy. As Smith notes, the struggle against COVID-19 has illuminated the tenuous relationship between science and human nature. It highlights how scientific understanding is often muddied by societal beliefs and political agendas. The urge to think of science as a pristine quest for knowledge untainted by prejudice or politics is a naive one, Smith asserts, drawing parallels to the AIDS crisis and underscoring the persistent challenges in separating scientific facts from public perception. This interaction between science and politics has become increasingly evident, particularly in the realm of public health policy and vaccine distribution. The pandemic has not only tested public health systems but has also revealed the disparities in healthcare access that affect marginalized communities, especially Black and brown populations. Smith emphasizes that these inequities have lasting implications. Cultivating a landscape where chronic conditions render certain groups more susceptible to severe disease outcomes. Reflecting on her upbringing in a family devoted to public health, Smith's narrative is steeped in a love for science yet tempered by the recognition of its limitations. She recalls the historical figures of Eratosthenes and Claudius Ptolemy, who represent the duality of scientific inquiry, one who accurately calculated the Earth's circumference and another whose geocentric model dominated for centuries despite being fundamentally flawed. Such historical lessons remind us that scientific understanding evolves and what is accepted today may be challenged tomorrow. As the world continues to grapple with the implications of COVID-19, the journey of science becomes increasingly relevant. Smith argues that while the pandemic has unveiled the fallibility of scientific conclusions, it has also broadened our collective understanding of virology and public health. The knowledge amassed over the past few years is far greater than what was understood at the onset of the pandemic, yet the quest for absolute answers remains elusive. In the face of these challenges, Smith calls for a commitment to progress rather than regression. Let us not disappoint future generations by turning backward, she writes, urging society to leverage the knowledge gained to build a healthier, more equitable future. The path forward requires an acknowledgement of both the triumphs and failures of science, fostering a culture that embraces inquiry while recognizing the imperfections inherent in the pursuit of knowledge. As we navigate the ongoing impacts of COVID-19 and other health crises, the interplay between science, personal experience, and societal values will shape our understanding of health and wellness. The insights drawn from this period may well serve as a foundation for future developments in public health, encouraging a more nuanced approach to the complexities of human health and the science that seeks to illuminate it. Concerning development for the future of medical research, scientists in the United States are bracing for potential cuts to critical funding for mRNA vaccine technology under the administration of President Donald Trump. This technology, which has been pivotal in the rapid development of COVID-19 vaccines, faces uncertainty as health policies shift, raising alarms about the implications for ongoing and future research in this field. Since taking office, the Trump administration has introduced a series of changes to federal funding and regulations that have significantly affected various scientific disciplines, notably those relying on federal grants. Among the most impacted are researchers focused on mRNA technology, which is not only vital for vaccines but also holds promise for treating diseases like cancer. Reports indicate that Acting National Institutes of Health NIH Director Matthew Memoli has instructed NIH officials to compile information about mRNA research grants and collaborations for review by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a known skeptic of vaccines. The potential consequences of these funding cuts are dire. Research on vaccine hesitancy, for instance, has already seen more than 30 grants terminated. This trend raises serious concerns about the future of public health initiatives aimed at combating misinformation and improving vaccine uptake. Experts fear that if the proposed cuts materialize, they could undermine the progress made in mRNA research, which has already proven its worth with the successful deployment of COVID-19 vaccines produced by BioNTech, Pfizer, and Moderna. The mRNA technology, which utilizes messenger RNA to instruct cells to produce proteins that mimic viral components, represents a groundbreaking approach in vaccine development. This method has not only provided a rapid response to the COVID-19 pandemic but could also pave the way for vaccines targeting other infectious diseases and even certain types of cancer. Notably, ongoing research into mRNA vaccines for malaria and pancreatic cancer, two diseases with high mortality rates, could be jeopardized, stalling potentially transformative therapies. For example, researchers have been exploring an mRNA vaccine for pancreatic cancer that aims to activate immune responses against tumor-specific proteins, showing promise in early clinical trials. Similarly, mRNA vaccines for malaria have entered development phases, with BioNTech initiating human trials before encountering regulatory hurdles. The FDA has requested modifications to the trials, further complicating the landscape for mRNA research. As the scientific community grapples with these challenges, the stakes could not be higher. If federal funding for mRNA research is curtailed, it could slow progress on essential projects that aim to tackle not only the current pandemic but also future health crises. The potential loss of funding for mRNA research would not only affect vaccine development but could also stifle innovation in the treatment of various diseases, warned a researcher who spoke on the condition of anonymity. This unfolding situation highlights the critical intersection of politics and science, where funding decisions can have lasting impacts on public health. As debates over health policies continue, the future of mRNA research hangs in the balance, leaving researchers and public health advocates anxious about what lies ahead. The hope is that the importance of continued investment in scientific research, especially in such a promising area as mRNA technology, will prevail in the face of political challenges. In an era where the implications of technology on health are increasingly scrutinized, recent statements by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. have reignited the debate surrounding cellphone usage in schools. Kennedy, who is advocating for stricter cellphone regulations, cites both scientific evidence and controversial claims to support his agenda. This discourse reflects a broader societal concern about the intersection of technology and youth well-being, particularly as children become ever more tethered to their devices. During an interview on Fox and Friends, Kennedy praised existing cell phone bans in various educational institutions while expressing his belief that cell phones pose significant health risks. He pointed to established correlations between social media use and mental health issues such as depression and anxiety among teens. However, he also made a more dubious assertion that cell phone use could lead to neurological damage and even cancer due to the electromagnetic radiation emitted by these devices. Cell phones produce electromagnetic radiation which has been shown to do neurological damage to kids when it's around them all day, Kennedy asserted, a claim that has drawn skepticism from many in the scientific community. Research has consistently shown that excessive social media usage can adversely affect mental health and academic performance, validating Kennedy's concerns in that context. Yet when it comes to the potential carcinogenic effects of cell phone radiation, the evidence remains inconclusive. Experts including Gerald Bushberg, a clinical professor of radiation oncology at UC Davis, emphasize that the bulk of scientific literature does not support a link between cell phone use and cancer. There's a lot of low-quality research in the literature that if you wanted to collect all that and put it together it would look very damning, Bushberg noted, underscoring the need for rigorous scientific evaluation rather than sensational claims. Kennedy's remarks come at a time when cell phone restrictions in schools have gained bipartisan traction. Data from KFF, a non-profit health think tank, indicates that 9 states have enacted bans, with additional states considering similar measures. Annette Campbell Anderson, deputy director of the Johns Hopkins Center for Safe and Healthy Schools, acknowledges this growing concern across political lines, both in red states and blue states. There's a lot of concern about kids and cell phones, she stated, highlighting a collective effort to address the potential negative impacts of smartphone use on youth. While there is consensus on the need for some level of restriction, the debate continues over the extent and nature of these regulations. Critics argue that outright bans may impede children's ability to communicate in emergencies, while supporters cite the detrimental effects of cell phone distractions on academic performance and mental health outcomes. Kennedy himself has previously expressed a nuanced position advocating for parental and educator discretion rather than government mandates. In a parallel development, the field of oncology is confronting new challenges regarding cancer treatment efficacy. A recent editorial published in OncoTarget reveals that even when scans indicate that tumors have been eradicated, residual cancer may remain undetected. Dr. Muzammil Arshad and colleagues warn that this residual disease phenomenon is linked to poorer long-term outcomes, suggesting that reliance solely on imaging may lead to a false sense of security in treatment success. This mismatch can mislead both clinicians and patients into thinking treatment was more successful than it truly was, the authors assert, advocating for increased use of biopsy-based tests to gauge treatment effectiveness accurately. As society grapples with these technological dilemmas, the implications of Kennedy's statements and the findings in cancer research underscore the complexity of navigating health in the digital age. Moving forward, it is crucial for policymakers, educators, and health professionals to strike a balance that prioritizes children's health and safety while embracing the benefits of technology. The dialogue surrounding cell phone use in schools and the evaluation of cancer treatments will undoubtedly evolve, reflecting ongoing scientific research and societal values. The Tallahassee Scientific Society is making waves this spring with its 14th annual Horizons Speakers Series, which showcases notable advancements in science and technology. Kicking off in January, the series aims to foster public interest and engagement with scientific discourse. This year's inaugural event honored Associate Professor Jonathan Dennis of Florida State University with the prestigious annual Gold Medal Award, recognizing his dedication to STEM outreach. The Horizons Speakers Series, founded in 2011, features monthly presentations from February through May, all held at the Challenger Learning Center. Tickets are available at $15 for general admission and $8 for society members, while high school and college students can attend for free with a valid student ID. As the series approaches its conclusion for the 2025 season, it promises to deliver thought-provoking insights from leading experts. On March 26, Dr. Harrison Prosper, the Kirby W. Kemper Endowed Professor of Physics at Florida State University, will present Artificial Intelligence in Physics, Then, Now, and Tomorrow. A recipient of the 2024-2025 Robert O. Lawton Professor Award and a past gold medal honoree, Dr. Prosper will delve into the evolution of machine learning-based AI applications in physics research. His talk will explore the impact of AI on the field, highlighting both current uses and future possibilities in experimental particle physics. The series will wrap up on April 16 with a compelling presentation titled Magnets Matter, led by Dr. Kathleen M., the director of the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory, commonly known as the MagLab. Under her leadership, the MagLab is poised to advance superconducting magnet technology while forging deeper industry connections. Dr. M will discuss how the world's most powerful magnets are catalyzing breakthroughs in energy innovations, environmental protections, health advancements, and the evolution of quantum technologies. As interest in these talks continues to grow, the Tallahassee Scientific Society serves as a vital platform for disseminating cutting-edge scientific knowledge to the community. With the ongoing developments in AI and magnet technology, the insights shared in this series are likely to resonate far beyond Tallahassee, influencing future research and innovation in various fields. Looking ahead, the discussions initiated in the Horizons Speaker Series will not only enrich local understanding of complex scientific principles but also enhance collaborative efforts in research and education. As technology continues to evolve, events like these play an essential role in equipping the next generation of scientists and informed citizens with the knowledge needed to navigate an increasingly complex world. The Society's commitment to fostering public interest in science ensures that these topics remain at the forefront of community dialogue, paving the way for future advancements. In a serendipitous turn of events, scientists working on methods to clean contaminated water have stumbled upon a groundbreaking technique that could revolutionize the production of nuclear fusion fuel. This development comes at a critical juncture in the pursuit of sustainable energy solutions as researchers look to harness the immense potential of nuclear fusion, a process that mirrors the energy-producing reactions of the sun. The method focuses on isolating lithium-6, a crucial isotope needed for producing tritium, a primary fuel for nuclear fusion reactions. Historically, the extraction of lithium-6 has been fraught with challenges, particularly because the conventional method involved toxic liquid mercury, which the United States banned in 1963 due to environmental concerns. As a result, researchers have relied on a diminishing stockpile of lithium-6 sourced from the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, which has raised urgent calls for a safer, more efficient method of production. The breakthrough emerged from a team led by Sarbajit Banerjee, a chemist affiliated with ETH Zurich and Texas A&M University, who was initially focused on developing membranes for the purification of produced water, the groundwater extracted during oil and gas drilling. During experiments with these membranes, the team discovered an unexpected affinity for lithium, prompting them to investigate whether the material could also selectively capture lithium-6. Their findings, published in the journal Chem, revealed that a compound called zeta vanadium oxide zeta V2O5 could effectively isolate lithium-6 from its more abundant counterpart lithium-7. This is a step towards addressing a major roadblock to nuclear energy, Banerjee emphasized, noting the significance of lithium-6 in the context of a nuclear energy renaissance. The team's method employs electrochemical processes where lithium ions are drawn into the intricate tunnel-like structures of the zeta vanadium oxide. Remarkably, lithium-6 ions exhibit a stronger bond to these tunnels compared to lithium-7, thus allowing for a selective enrichment process. Co-first author Andrew Azatsi explained the mechanism. Lithium-6 ions stick a lot stronger to the tunnels, which is the mechanism of selectivity. In practical terms, the researchers found that a single cycle of their method could enrich lithium-6 by 5.7%. To achieve a fusion-grade concentration, where at least 30% of the lithium is lithium-6, the process must be repeated approximately 25 times. After 45 cycles, they demonstrated the ability to attain lithium-6 concentrations of up to 90%, a level comparable to the mercury-based Colex process. While the method has not yet been implemented on an industrial scale, the researchers are optimistic about its potential. Of course, we're not doing industrial production yet, and there are some engineering problems to overcome in terms of how to design the flow loop, Banerjee noted. However, he expressed confidence that the approach could yield fusion-grade lithium at a low cost with the right support and development. The implications of this discovery extend beyond just nuclear fusion. The researchers believe that their technique could also apply to various isotope separations in medical and industrial contexts, thereby broadening its impact. As the interest in nuclear fusion grows as a potential clean energy solution, Banerjee's team is hopeful for further advancements that could bring this promising technology closer to reality. As we stand on the brink of what could be a transformative era in energy production, the intersection of seemingly unrelated research fields, water purification and nuclear fusion, has illuminated a path forward that may one day lead to sustainable carbon-free energy generation. The quest for practical nuclear fusion continues, and with innovations like this, the future looks increasingly promising.